Today going to play some games with this Pyre of Clerics combo deck. So it's based on a deck by Legend VD, which is a combo between Pyre of Heroes and Orah Skyclave Hierophant. So the Pyre, you pay 2 mana and tap to sacrifice a creature and search your library for a creature card that shares a creature type and has mana value 1 more than the creature you sacrificed. And the opposite end of the combo is Orah, which does kind of the opposite thing, only with clerics. So when he dies or a cleric that you control dies, you return a cleric with less mana from your graveyard to the battlefield. So if you have the Pyre and Orah in play, you can be sacrificing a creature, bringing back one thing with higher mana and one thing with lower mana from your graveyard. So the higher mana comes from the library, the lower mana from the graveyard. So the top of the only 5-drop is Drana, which you can sack into with either Orah or the Glorious Protector. And then you have a lot of 3-drops to be accessing with the Pyre or with Orah. There's supposed to be more copies of Jerren in the deck, but I only have 2 right now. And then you have Taborax, who also works off Clerics dying, which they do a lot in this deck, and a few other kind of niche situational cards, like plenty of removal, really. 3 copies of Demon's Disciple, Selfless Glyphweaver to protect against board wipes, Righteous Valkyrie, which interacts well with the Clerics as well, and then card draw on the Priest, seeing your opponent's hand and exiling problematic cards, and targeted exiling. So yeah, there's also a bit of removal at the 2-drop in Priest of the Haunted Edge, and we're playing snow mana for that. I actually added in some board wipes to this. I found that the deck was a bit slow to get going, and if you're against a token deck or something that's putting a lot of creatures on the board, then the Demon's Disciple don't really work that well to actually get rid of the problematic creatures. So I've got Meathook Massacre and 1 copy of Blood on the Snow. The Blood on the Snow is also there to give you an extra chance at an Orah, since once you've got both copies of Orah in your graveyard, it's pretty difficult to get the combo going again unless you manage to attack with Drana and have the opponent pick Orah. So Blood on the Snow is nice for that, just to clear the board and give you another chance to get the combo going, because sometimes it can take a while to hit your Pyres. Also have Fateful Absence, mostly to deal with Planeswalkers, since neither of the removal in the original deck can do that, and Bloodline Culling again just for a sweeper of tokens, or potentially a targeted removal on a creature. I think Meathook Massacre performs really well in the deck because you're normally sacrificing multiple creatures every turn, so it can just gradually whittle the opponent down. And the sideboard is just cards accessed with the lesson from Professor of Symbology. This is actually another change from the original deck. Legend VD plays the Elderfang Disciple, the elf 1/1 opponent discards a card. I think the Professor is just strictly better in this situation. It's a 2/1 rather than a 1/1. It's the same mana cost, and it gets you a card of your choice rather than making the opponent discard a card of their choice. So yeah, we have Environmental Sciences, some removal, and some token generators. Bit of a note about combo decks here, which is kind of fitting for this deck. Fortunately, this hand has the 2 combo pieces in it, so I'm definitely going to keep that. So unless we're playing into discard or counter spells, we should be able to get things rolling by turn 4. It's like a white deck. I don't have a turn 3 play right now, so I'll save this control for turn 3. This is actually probably the best hand I've ever drawn with this deck. Okay, I don't want this on the board when my Pyre comes out, so I can actually go ahead and kill it with I think what I'm going to do is sacrifice the priest to this. Okay, the opponent concedes, so that's unfortunate that we didn't get a chance to actually use any of that combo that we had in hand. So we have our Pyre again, no Orah this time, but we can sacrifice into it with the Spellbinder. So yeah, I don't know if I mentioned that in the outline at the start, but almost everything in the deck is a Cleric for the interaction between Pyre and Orah, and most of the things, or I think pretty much everything that isn't a Cleric is a human, so you can still, there's enough humans in the deck that yeah, enough humans that you can still get to Orah or the other Clerics via a kind of alternate pathway with Pyre of Heroes. But the humans that aren't Clerics won't interact with Orah, which is why you have to minimize them. Alright, so we have a Nidar Suffers Paladin coming out, hoping to hit a land drop this turn, so that we can use the priest trigger. Yep. Alright, so we can either drop Jerren or drop the Spellbinder this turn, and also sacrifice to deal with Nala. I think we go with Jerren just to develop the board a bit more. Alright, so getting into the danger zone with Brunor. I think this might be a good time to drop the Spellbinder, and probably he's got a Maul of the Skyclaves or something similar. Okay, no equipments yet. Not much point in I guess could stop him playing 2 in one turn. Let's go with the Warlord for now. No attacks, so yeah, we're really wanting to hit another mana drop to start actually having mana for some of these plays. Okay, he plays the Warlord anyway. Interesting attack. I don't really have a problem with blocking like this. Get a human back. Alright, there's a land drop. So the ambitious farmhand, not a cleric. But it can sacrifice into the 3/1. Everyone sacrifices a creature. Don't need to block. Clerics could be good, but don't really have the mana to that only works on enchanted or equipped, so I'm going to sacrifice the farmhand into that Demon's Disciple, the 3/1 Cleric. Can sacrifice a human token to that. And get another veteran out. No attacks again. So still missing mana for some good plays with Tabaraks. I think this turn we want to get Orah out and then potentially another Pyre. So we're regenerating our life a bit with these veteran triggers. Alright, again, would be nice to get another mana to be able to play Tabaraks, or to play the Disciple. So we have a priest and a farmhand in, well, the farmhand's not a cleric, so the priest is the main target in the graveyard. Okay, so I think the farmhand wants to come out this turn. Grab another plains. Can sacrifice the actually maybe not. Since we've got the extra mana, it might be easy to just get the Demon's Disciple on the board. Sacrifice our human token. Could also have sacrificed the Demon's Disciple to itself, but I think I have a better play next turn if the opponent doesn't have removal. Okay, so we want to block the big double strikers. Don't mind the 2 damage here. we've hit our land. Yeah, I think it'll be good to have Taborax up for what's going to be going down this turn. So we're going to sacrifice the Demon's Disciple. Into... this is from the graveyard, so from the graveyard we'll pull the Priest of the Haunted Edge. Draw a card from Taborax. Gonna go into Orah. Keep the original one. So that other Orah just died, which means this is triggered again. Pull out Demon's Disciple from the graveyard. Another Demon's Disciple from the graveyard. And opponent conceding, so he was facing their 2 removal triggers. I would have just sacrificed these humans that were coming out from Jerren. Yeah, it would have been half his board gone that turn, and then next turn the Priest of the Haunted Edge, potentially sacrificing one of the Clerics into a 4-drop, and we had Drana coming out as well. So yeah, this is pretty much how the deck is intended to play out, just as long as you can survive long enough to stabilize and get the combo on the board. So here we have both the combo pieces in our opening hand, plus 3 lands, which is a good start. And we're on the play. So Orah, whenever a Orah or another Cleric dies. So they took my Pyre, I pulled another one, so that's fine. Don't really mind discarding because once Orah comes out, yeah, once Orah's out, I'm going to be getting creatures back anyway. Opponent playing discard control by the looks of it. Alright, so he's starting to exile things. So I think now we want to start getting some creatures on the board, and I can't actually cast Necrotic Fumes yet, so I'm going to grab Environmental Sciences. Didn't need to attack. So hopefully we hit the land drop, and we do, so we can get Orah on the board. No attacks. If Orah doesn't die this turn, which playing against mono black is a bit of an ask, we can start getting the combo rolling.
Under my tutelage, even you can master death.
So yeah, he's going to make me sacrifice Orah.
It was going to die eventually anyway.
We do have a way to pull him back, but for now, to try and get Swamp. next turn I'll probably sacrifice the Disciple into... I don't have a third Orah in the deck, but I can grab my other 4-drop and...
I have impeccable study habits.
Alright, so we got Crippling Fear, which is quite a hoser for our Cleric deck. It actually doesn't really see any play in meta decks, so it's a bit unfortunate when it comes out in a deck like this. But alright, so we can get Priest of the Haunted Edge out. Actually going to attack with the human first.
New life, same annoyances.
Now we can start building up, or rebuilding rather, with the Pyre.
I never thought I'd miss the library.
So casting Duress on an empty hand for some reason, but so I'm going to play the Valkyrie, sacrifice the Lunak Veteran, pulling the farm hand, which will get me a Plains in hand. There he is. Use the Plains to pay the ward trigger on Graveyard Trespasser. Again, I probably should have attacked before sacrificing the veteran, but it's okay. Looks like he's maybe...
Whatever.
Okay, so he sacrifices killing the Valkyrie.
You'll learn the power of death.
Makes a pest token, potentially. So at this point we're basically just fighting with whatever I top deck plus whatever I can grab out with the Pyre. So we can see what I can grab here. I think Jerren's going to be the most useful. So this lets us start again with upgrading things with the Pyre. See what we have in the 2-drop slot, well 1-drop for this turn. Not going to attack. There's not much point in holding on to lands when the opponent's playing a discard deck anyway. Thankfully, the 8 mana, well, I was about to say the 8 mana not going to be that useful when he has nothing to use it on, but then Tegrin's Lantern appeared. So yeah, maybe hang on to that land might have been a better idea. We know that for next turn. This is going to come in as the werewolf. So because this isn't a cleric, it doesn't interact well with Pyre at my 4-drop slot. This could be good right now. Just gaining back some of that life. So next turn they're going to have a ton of mana to keep casting Tergrids. So they're going to attack now. I will double block here, blocking one of these with Jerren. And now I'm going to give lifelink to my to Jerren probably. Actually I was thinking I could no, I can't target because it's not a werewolf while it's in sorry, it's not a human while it's in werewolf form. So we gained back the life there. So Flash Deck is going to be another way to gain life. Don't want the swamp. the opponent getting a ton of mana now. We're going to be gaining 1 life every time we sacrifice something. So we can go ahead. Tabarak's nice to keep on top, though I'm probably going to end up killing myself with the trigger. So sacrificing the priest is going to well, lose 1 life, gain 1 life, and also get a human, which I can sacrifice to the next trigger. Oh, no, I'm sorry, it's a human I control for the Jerren trigger. So yeah, we don't have much hope of dealing with 5 of those triggers again next turn. I don't think I have anything that can get rid of the artifact. It's only enchantment destruction, which I've already used. So yeah, outraced a bit by the discard deck. I think I just concede at this point. The next turn is going to be just responding to a bunch of their triggers. Okay, none of the combo pieces in hand, but we have a good curve with the 1, 2, and 3 drops. So hopefully we'll hit a Pyre soon. can deal with this now. Get the priest. And there's the Pyre. So next turn we can get the Pyre out and then use it to sack into Orah from the priest. Can possibly also put the Cleric out next turn. No flashback cards in the graveyard. Mascot Exhibition. I think we can deal with that by the time it comes out. Actually, I can play the Pyre and sack into Orah this turn, so I'll be playing the Cleric. And there's our combo on the board, so we'll see if he survives a turn. If he does, I can get the Glyph Weaver out, which protects me against removal. Felidar Retreat, good target for the Dawnbringer Cleric. So yeah, I think we can got the Glyph Weaver. Don't think there's instant speed 1 mana removal in green. So if he has a pump spell for the beast, I can always sacrifice the Glyph Weaver. He chooses not to block. Pass turn, so next turn we can start getting some plays going with the Pyre. Another Felidar Retreat. So definitely want to sacrifice the Dawnbringer Cleric next turn, and then pull it back with probably pull it back on the same turn actually with the Disciple. I'm going to block with the Veteran because that's going to come back thanks to Orah when I sacrifice the Cleric next turn. So unless I hit a better play next turn, so I sack the Cleric, bringing back the Lunak Veteran and grabbing a the human disciple, what's it called? This one, Demon's Disciple. Sacrifice the Demon's Disciple to its own trigger, grabbing back the Dawnbringer that I just sacrificed and destroying the Felidar Retreat. And the opponent concedes. So yeah, that's the combo. Once you get your pieces out, Orah and the Pyre and a couple of creatures just to use as fodder for the Pyre, basically fuel for the fire. Yeah, you can dig around in your library, grab the cards you need. This one happened to be in my hand at the start of the game, and then when they're in the graveyard you can grab them back out with Orah, recycle them, and deal with stuff like Felidar Retreat.